hello Yanan. For the next couple of lessons, let's focus on doing some project work on the Gothic horror stories that you have written. If you have not finished your story, that is your first task this lesson. Now, if you have finished, make sure you've pressed submit so that I can read them and give you some feedback. I won't read your stories until you press submit, as I want to read them as a complete story from start to finish, knowing that you are happy with your work. So if you have finished, listen carefully to these instructions. Let's imagine that a film company has decided to purchase the legal rights to your Gothic horror story. It's that good. They offer you £1 million for the rights, and they decide to turn your story into a film with a multi-million-pound budget. There is a slideshow shared with you detailing a series of tasks associated with the production of your film. And you can work on this over the next couple of lessons. Now, firstly, your film will need a trailer. Think about the purpose of a trailer. It is obviously to sell your film, but you must be careful to not give away too much information, or you'll ruin the film for your viewers. At the same time, you must be sure to give enough away to tempt the viewer to spend £10 whole watching your film at the cinema. On the slideshow shared with you, I have linked you to 2 Gothic film trailers for the films Edward Scissorhands and a horror film called The Others. Now, watch those 2 clips and then think about how they work and answer the short questions that follow. Once you've done that, it's time to think about who could star in your film. Don't just choose the biggest actors you can think of. Think about who best matches the characters that you've created. Now, trailers also always have a voiceover, a narrator telling us about the film being advertised. They often have that man with a deep voice drawing us in. You know who I'm talking about. Now, I want you to write me the voiceover for your trailer. Entice the viewer in to spending £10 whole on the cinema ticket. And then I want you to create a storyboard of the scenes that you will include in your trailer. Use the document linked on the slides, a blank storyboard, to illustrate what will be shown in each scene of your trailer. Now, make sure you make a copy of that document so that everybody has their own blank version. You can produce this by hand and upload a picture of it into the slides if you prefer. Now, remember again to not give away too much of your plot, but enough to sell your film. Film posters are also an important aspect of selling a film, and often use a key image, idea, or theme from a film. Think about how hard it is to get across to someone a clear message about a film in just a single image. You need to take into account the genre that you're working with here and signal messages to someone looking for a film to watch. Those subtle suggestions, colour, font, taglines, image, all work together. You need to think about the connotations of your choices in every aspect. So, I want you to complete a film poster for your story. And there are a series of slides on the slideshow shared with you that look at the conventions and techniques needed to make a film poster an effective promotional and marketing tool for your film. Read through those slides carefully. They look closely at the film posters for the 2 Gothic films we looked at in the trailers. Now, once you've read through the slides, focus on producing your own poster. Try to use as many of the conventions shown to you in the slides. Once again, you could produce this electronically or indeed by hand and upload an image if you prefer. And then finally, I want you to consider the idea of sets and setting. Now, Gothic horror films make great use of setting to create an atmosphere. It's one of the most important aspects of creating the sense of fear and foreboding that a horror film needs to be effective. It has one goal: to scare an audience. Now, look through the slides on how to create a setting and then have a go at designing up to 3 sets for your film. Please fill in the setting document linked in the slides presentation. Remember to make a copy. You could produce the image of your settings by hand or indeed electronically, as you prefer. Now, I will set on Classroom an assignment named Film to which you can submit multiple documents. There are clear instructions for all of these tasks that I've discussed here on the slides presentation shared with you. So work through that over the next 2 lessons. Good luck and enjoy.